Wij zijn aangekomen in een mysterieus steegje.
Yeah.
Seemed like a vending machine for chewing gum, but actually it contains soft
Want wij
marshmallows.
hebben hier kennelijk een afspraak.
Er zit hier een dronken man.
En we schrikken van een
Er
kat.
is ook een
Cat,
kat. En een tv.
a TV and bits and pieces, boxes, empty bottles of detergent, junk.
Junk.
A TV.
Maar ik vind het zo. Die is een kat op de voorgrond. Homeless person.
Hey, are you okay? No answer. Not even a twitch or perceptible movement. Then I realized how things really were.
Hij is dood.
The man wasn't breathing.
Ah. Misschien is de man ook geen man, maar dat chickie. Oh, de man is geen man, omdat
De man
het
is
geen
een
man is.
pop.
What?
Boos.
Nu wordt het donker. Nu zijn we bang. Oh, wat? Wat? De pop is een, een hologram?
Van een pleegdokter.
Ja. Wat dramatisch. En
Lazarus
ook echt-
Bundy. Forgive this production, but I can't be with you in person for reasons beyond my control. The young Malsberg's kidnapping is just the first piece of a complex puzzle, a plan which, if not stopped, threatens to drag all of us to our doom. I leave the responsibility in your hands, Detective. Catherine Malsberg must be found, and her kidnappers brought to justice.
Oké.
Look for my symbol.
Look for my symbol.
Wat een man.
I forced myself to interpret all this like a very bad joke. I failed. I started with the conviction to end my challenge with Ramos, and yet I found myself receiving a brand new one.
Huh?
The tone of that man suggested only determination, not a single trace of mockery, nor even a perceptible tremble. That guy really believed what he said. I immediately realized that he wasn't a mythomaniac. Racking my brain would have been
Mythomaniac.
useless, so I decided to go back home and sleep on it. Maybe the night would bring much needed insight, and the next day
ga naar
I'd
huis.
know what to do.
Ik ben benieuwd.
Oké.
Look for my symbol. Oh, we zijn niet aangekleed vandaag?
As was happening more and more often, I hadn't slept much, and I almost had the feeling I dreamed everything. Had I really received a bloody challenge from a lunatic with a mask?
We zijn nu wel aangekleed.
I needed confirmation, and the HPD office seemed the best place to look for it.
Nou, gaan we weer terug naar het politiebureau.
Today's Miami Harbinger. Who knows if it might suggest something interesting.
Ah, de krant. Even kijken dan maar.
Ja.
God doesn't need us.
Father Verb, one of the most influential and controversial figures of our time. The Harbinger had even published the first page in color in his honor, years before he had received the Nobel Prize for, I don't remember what reason. Then he disappeared from the scene. Apparently he had recently decided to return with a book attacking the project Alternative Sentence, launched by the United Nations a few years earlier. I didn't know much about it, but I suspected that soon everybody would be talking about it.
Mysterious executive producer.
The HPD refused to share their progress on the blowtorch investigation. It was standard procedure, initially maintaining absolute radio silence from the press, and then throw them a little bone in the days after. Unless Gwendolyn Pratt had an interest in the story. That snake would have been able to slip into Burton's office through the window just to get the scoop.
Oké. Verder niks in die krant. Ja, dan gaan we gewoon naar buiten, toch?
Ja.
I had to go to Molsberg's mansion as soon as possible. To do that, I faced two problems. I had to convince Seamus Burton to give me access to the crime scene, and recover the keys that kept Green Dart imprisoned, which I accidentally dropped in the sewer. It would also be useful to visit the alley again, where, just a few hours before, I received the challenge. In the daylight, some new clue might emerge.
Mogelijk.
Mogen we kiezen.
Ik denk het.
Nou, waar willen we eerst heen? Ellie,
Ja.
HPD.
Ik denk terug naar de alley, want hij heeft zijn sleutels laten vallen. En dan, anders kunnen we niet met die brommer weg. Toch?
Dat klopt, maar die twee dingen hebben niks met elkaar te maken. Want die sleutels zijn bij het politiebureau.
Oh. Dan
Jij
had-
kijkt mee, toch? Of niet?
Ja?
Ja, oké. Je hebt niet gezien dat die sleutels bij het politiebureau zijn laten vallen?
Nee.
Dat is wel zo.
Oké.
En in die alley hebben we die rare boodschap gevonden.
Oké.
Zeg het maar,
Ja,
wat wil je
oké.
eerst doen?
Klik maar gewoon.
Wat wil jij eerst doen?
Ja, ik zei al, ik wil naar de alley, maar ik...
Oké.
The hike from the previous evening was enough. I had to regain possession of Green Dart.
We moeten eerst
Ja.
naar de politie.
Ja. En dan moeten we hier die manhole in, denk ik.
Maar hoe is het
Maybe I
hier?
could retrieve the key to the lock by
Wij
regretfully
wilden dat
climbing
slot
down into the
openmaken.
sewers.
Toen viel dit uit de
Lifting the
hand
manhole
omdat we
cover
kramp
with my bare
hadden.
hands was an
put.
undertaking beyond my physical abilities.
Oh,
Ik heb dit gezegd ook, terwijl we... Heb je dit echt niet meegekregen?
nee. Mogelijk was ik gewoon naar iets anders aan het kijken.
To enter the building, you needed a specific pass that the camera would check before opening the door. Hilo was the one responsible for distributing the entry passes.
Nou, Wilo. Kom maar op.
Hey, Wilo. I need permission to enter, Wilo.
The HPD is not open to civilian. You should know that full well. But if you need to press charges, let me know.
I came to visit Seamus, Wilo. Is it necessary to be part of the CIA to see him?
Curious that you mentioned the CIA.
Oh, God. Let's just do this old school. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours. Deal?
Actually, there is one thing an ignorant peasant like you
Natuurlijk
can do
heeft
for
hij weer
me.
wat nodig.
Do you see
Hier.
that red sports car?
It's impossible not to see that fireball.
A fireball parked for 3 days in a spot reserved for a public official, namely me. I tried to have it towed, but they just ignored me.
I can't imagine why, but okay. I'll make that car disappear sooner than you can formulate another conspiracy theory.
If you need tactical support, let me know.
I'll go check if the package I've been waiting on for 3.5 months has arrived.
Bellen. Towing company. Mam.
Mam!
Nee. Hoe krijgen we die auto dan weg?
Some men are able to move a car with their bare hands, as if it were a toy. I was never one of them.
Oké.
Misschien kunnen we die sterke man vragen die bij de pier staat.
Ja.
Die er niet meer
Die
staat.
er niet meer staat. Er staat wel een toerist.
She was planning to commit to film every detail that might be worth showing to her relatives. That fountain was horrible. I didn't know why she took pictures of it so earnestly.
Misschien tools.
Maybe in there I'd have found something that might have helped me get rid of the
Yeah.
illegal Parker.
Hey, you! What are you trying to do?
I was
Okay,
checking that all tools are in compliance with the security regulations for roadworks.
Are you a trade unionist?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just a citizen who values the safety of our good masons risking their lives every day.
If you really care about your health, leave those tools alone.
Oké.
Moeten we die man afleiden?
I had nothing else to ask him.
Nee.
Putting it in my pocket was out of the question. If needed, I could have used it on the spot.
We hebben verf nodig. Lijkt me ook niet. Kan er iets in de fik steken met een lighter misschien? Verf.
Setting fire to the paint seemed like over.
Street artist. Kunnen we daar nog wat mee?
Getting down with that guitar.
Nou, inderdaad.
Fontein.
The fountain wasn't especially elaborate, and to tell the truth, it also seemed out of place. It emitted a hypnotic water jet, though, neither too violent nor too calm.
Oké.
I was happy to get rid of that magazine, and I wanted things to stay that way.
Ja, we hebben toch die tools nodig, denk ik.
Ja.
An inviting toolbox, stuffed with the lights of 1,000 uses.
Hoe leiden we die man af? Misschien wil hij een sigaretje.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Misschien kunnen we iets met die fontein doen, zodat hij om moet draaien.
Zoals die toerist
She was planning to
vragen.
commit to
We kunnen met de magneet misschien iets uit die toolbox
The
halen.
magnet wasn't strong enough to attract the tools.
Oh.
I didn't understand how that.
Nee.
Aan die stoplicht zitten? Die stoplicht.
We kunnen niet klikken op het stoplicht.
Nee, oké. Er staat wel een briefje over de sterke man op het stoplicht, zie je dat?
Nee, dat is geen briefje over de sterren. Dat briefje hebben we ook bekeken in de vorige video, Marjolein. En daar heb ik ook wat van gezegd.
Oké.
Weet je zeker dat je erbij bent?
Ja.
Op het briefje staat die crimineel die wij in de eerste video hebben,
Oké.
waar we in zijn flat waren.
I had nothing else to say to that fake Frenchman.
Daar kunnen we ook niks mee. Wat kunnen we met de fontein doen mogelijk? Ik heb vuur.
Ja.
I'd wait for the right moment to enjoy one of my last cigarettes. A
Ja,
universal remote control for my original pony. Best of the
afstandsbediening,
worst.
cellfoon. Ja, zeg het maar, moet iets met de toolbox. Maar wat? Ja, we moeten die key vinden.
The fountain wasn't especially The fountain wasn't especially.
Nee. We kunnen ook niet met hem
Nothing
praten.
else to add.
Nee.
En
Iets
de
met-
krant, meneer.
Heb ik
Anders.
net op geklikt?
Ja, dat...
Toen zei hij, dat kan niet. Zit die hydrant misschien?
Oh
It'd
ja.
be useful to get rid of the sports car. I couldn't do anything with bare hands.
Oh ja, we moeten de
What
tool
I needed was a
vinden
tool
om die
suitable
hydrant
for
mee te
that
openen.
purpose.
Dat is het. Kan Wilo ons nog helpen? Vast niet.
Hey, Wilo.
Nee.
I'll go check the level of the sea's saltiness to verify it's up to code.
Goed zo.
We moeten iets doen met die toolbox. Maar het lijkt mij logisch om met die bucket of paint iets te doen, waardoor die man inderdaad afgeleid wordt.
Maar die kun je ook niet pakken.
Nee.
Putting it in my pocket was out of the question. If needed, I could have used it on the spot.
Misschien kunnen we
Maar
iets
ik kan hem
gebruiken.
niet op die fontein slepen. Nee,
Nee,
kan
ik
niet.
kan er niet op klikken.
Nee.
Ik kan hem verf in de fik steken. Nee, dat werkt niet. Dat heb ik net geprobeerd.
No matter how hard I tried, I could. An inviting toolbox.
Nee, die hebben we nodig.
So long as the mason was alert and careful, I wasn't going to.
Ja, hij moet afgeleid worden. Die fontein lijkt me inderdaad wel iets goeds. Kan ik de remote control op de fontein gebruiken?
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Kunnen ze een boekje in de fik steken?
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Nee.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Sigaretjes, ladder, remote control, magnet, cellfoon. Misschien wil die Snake spelen.
Better think about it.
Of kunnen we hem ook weer afleiden met zo'n alarm?
Ja, dat dacht ik ook, maar dat lijkt me toch...
I thought it was better to look for an. I was all out of ideas. I didn't understand.
Nee, ik ga niet mijn telefoon... Maar ik kan wel het alarm aan en uitzetten.
By that time, they were all using those instant messaging programs. Therefore, my message box was constantly empty.
Toerist, kunnen we daar nog wat mee misschien?
Mogelijk.
Ja, ik
She
kan
was
niet met hem
planning to me to
praten.
film every detail that might be worth showing to her relatives. That fountain was horrible. She was planning to.
Ze zeggen ook alleen maar hetzelfde. Die muur daarachter, die geeft ook licht.
Ja.
After the whirlwind conclusion of the blowtorch case, I had smoked an entire pack of cigarettes. I left just two for emergency situations.
We moeten de meesten afleiden, maar hoe?
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Oh, de wall zelf kunnen we ook nog aanklikken.
The wall had recently been stuccoed, so it definitely had more refined look compared to the rest of the building. Masons seemed to be maniacally attached to that brick wall. Maybe I could take advantage of this weakness. But I would need something with which I could vandalize the wall.
Kijk.
Ja, die verf, maar die hebben we niet.
I was all out of ideas. Setting fire to the paint seemed like, how many acts of vandalism could I perpetrate with a simple brush?
Nou
Putting it in
ja.
my pocket was out of the question. If need
Ja, ik kan het niet verslepen. Maar ik moet iets met die muur.
was it really worth it?
Ja. Oh.
I thought it was better to look for another solution. It was one of those fridge magnets. It was
Nee, dat wilde ik niet.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Hè?
I was all out of ideas.
Wat?
Ik snap niet wat we missen. Je kon net, toen je dat boekje verwisseld hebt, daar... was zo'n lijpe animatie dat je daarachter kon zitten. Maar...
Ja, maar dat was om het boekje te verwisselen.
Ja. Maar we kunnen niet het boekje verwisselen met... Zoek wat hem
Met wat?
afleidt. Want als we dat boekje pakken, of als we iets met dat boekje doen, dan draait hij zich natuurlijk om. En dan kunnen wij...
We
I
kunnen
was
niks
happy to
met
get
het
rid
boekje.
of that magazine, and I wanted things to stay that way.
We kunnen niks meer met het boekje. En er is ook niks nieuws hier. Break wall.
Waarom kunnen we met die tourist interacten?
Ja, we kunnen zien dat hij foto's maakt van de fontein. Waar we vervolgens niks mee kunnen. Lijkt het. Lijkt het. Want we moeten iets met dat muurtje doen. Ik denk iets met die bucket with paint en dat muurtje.
I thought it was better to look for another solution. I was all out of ideas. Maybe. I thought it was better to look... I didn't understand.
Wat gaan we hier doen? Hoe gaan we dit doen?
Misschien moet je je moeder even bellen.
Maybe. Or maybe not. I was all out of ideas.
Moederbed.
I wondered what my mother was doing at that precise moment. It had been years since we last spoke. Anyway, I had other things to worry about. Just having to talk to him in person from time to time was enough. Besides, my phone calls with Wheeler lasted 20 seconds at most. Then he hung up. Anti-interception measures, he said. I only had a game. I was...
Daar kunnen we ook niks mee. Ik kan nog dingen met elkaar gebruiken eventueel. Ik kan een
I'd
sigaret
wait for the right
aansteken.
moment to enjoy one of my last cigarettes. After the whirlwind concluded, I'll have to... The universal remote control for my original pony. The best of the worst.
Hebben wij die brief mee?
Ja, dus het adres.
Those numbers had to mean something.
Ja, die nummers zullen inderdaad wel wat betekenen.
Black Steel was recognized.
De Shield hebben we gezien. Ik kan niet meer open. Plover Alley. Daar konden we niet heen omdat we eerst dit moesten regelen. Ik kan ook niet bellen naar een willekeurig nummer op deze telefoon. Ik dacht, anders druk ik die nummers in op die brief.
Ramos was everywhere, constantly reminding me of the thrashing I suffered.
Zijn hier nog interactable dingen die we nog niet hebben gehad? De hydrant, de auto, de manhole, die poster. Hé, hij heeft een marker daar.
Lol.
Hey, Wheelo, do you mind if I borrow this marker for a while?
Ja.
What do you have to
Dan
do?
gaan we op de
I
muur
can use it to
tekenen.
get rid of your illegal
Yeah.
Parker.
All right, go ahead and take it. I prefer the old methods anyway.
I will never understand why you keep using quills instead of normal ballpoint pens.
Pens contain microchip for satellite tracking. Didn't you know that?
Wat?
Hij is een conspiracy theorist.
Ja, I know.
Nou, we gaan met die markeerstift op die muur tekenen. Die man draait zich om, we pakken de tools.
I consider myself a bad boy exactly for these kinds of ideas.
Hij is wel een bad boy. Gekke animatie. Zo,
Wat betekent
een rare tekening.
Hey, boss. Some punk must have targeted your amazing brick wall.
Arme man.
There it was. The kleptomaniac's heaven. Found an adjustable wrench,
Hoppa,
Handig.
a worn out but still usable mallet,
hoppa,
and a brand new measuring tape.
hoppa.
Kut.
En door. We komen er wel.
Ja.
If the parking culprit lived nearby as I suspected, he would certainly witness the disaster that was about to befall his roadster. I let the water pressure do the rest. Now, it would just be a matter of time.
Dit lijkt me toch niet heel schadelijk voor de auto.
Kijk.
The place is all
Gaat hij ook
yours,
gaan
Leo.
uit?
Ja. Nee, dat is die nieuwslezer.
Lazarus Bundy.
Yeah.
What a chance encounter.
And things go from bad to worse. Man, I didn't realize how dirty Green Dart was. I really need to deal with something else right now. Come back later, okay?
Information
auto?
can't wait.
Onze auto.
But above all, it's the American people who can't wait. They
But-
deserve to know. And right now, they are crying out to hear what law enforcement is doing to protect the great country which is America. In particular,
Okay.
what Lazarus Bundy is doing to prevent a dangerous criminal from continuing to slaughter innocent people.
Well, I could tell you about how my brain practically spilled out of my ears from the beating I took just to save a girl. But then your article would read, Detective Bundy loses brain and culprit.
That means you had some gray matter left when you let the metro artist and the nightclub gigolo slip through your fingers?
Is giving nicknames to criminals the best you can do, apart from appearing just when something goes wrong?
Gotcha. You're admitting the last case went wrong. Rumor has it
Lol.
that this umpteenth failure was also your last failure, Bundy. Rumor is that Seamus Burton refused to have your back after Blowtorch, the monster that shook Miami, escaped capture.
Rumor is also that a certain detective could sue a certain imposter for slander.
Do you want to stand against the freedom of the press? I have the people on my side.
Are you talking about those morons that read your sensationalist and defamatory stuff?
Very well. The Red Scarf Detective insults honest citizens.
Why am I still talking to you?
Because I'm about to give you a loophole out of this spiral of failure. In 2 days, I'll be shooting a special in front of Ramos's house. A program in which I'll reveal all the info I have on live television, whether provided by official sources or not.
And I should be that official source, I
Okay.
suppose. You know, I think I'll respectfully decline your proposal.
I got wind that the detective in charge of the case had voluntarily let David Ramos get away, according to a credible witness who wished to remain anonymous for safety
Natuurlijk.
reasons. There could be a history of corruption behind this.
I've never accepted a bribe in my entire life, Pratt. You know that full well.
That is your truth. Do you think it's intriguing enough to become the preferred truth of the people?
Wilo.
The ball is in your court, Bundy. It's
Hij
up to
kent
you
tekens
to
ook
decide
Bilo.
whether to shoot it or pass. Bye-bye.
Allebei.
So that harpy had chosen her scapegoat to sacrifice to the national press. What was I supposed to do at that point? Would I go back where it all started, or would I let them tear me apart without even trying to defend myself?
Hey, Lars,
Oh, we krijgen nu die ticket om binnen te komen.
was Gwendolyn Pratt the woman you were talking to?
What? Don't be silly. You know Pratt avoids me like a plague. Never mind that. What do you have to say about my parking job?
Yes, an impressive performance. Although I'd have done it faster.
Stop wearing out my eardrums and grant me permission.
Flop.
This is my modified temporary pass. I was sure I lost it years ago.
I kept it as a symbol of your egocentrism. You're the first and only one to ever insist on having his photo on a temporary pass.
Lekker.
Oké, en daarmee kunnen we dan naar binnen.
Ja.
I didn't need to show it each and every time. The camera had a long-distance automatic recognition sensor.
Oké, dan gaan we gewoon
Oké.
naar binnen. Oh, het was makkelijker dan ik dacht.
Inderdaad. Hey.
Dan zijn we binnen. Ik zie daar ook alweer zo'n mugshot hangen en hier ook weer zo'n poster.
Ja.
Het is allemaal wat. We gaan hier een checkpoint van maken.
Ja.
En dan gaan we in de volgende video kijken wat we hier binnen allemaal kunnen vinden. Ik ben zeer benieuwd.
Ik ook.
Het is een beetje skere bedoeling hier.
Het is een beetje triest. Ja, die man die is rare dingen aan het doen.
Ja, we gaan het meemaken in het volgende deel.
Ja.
Joejoe.
Doei.